This is another episode of Christopher Reads the Help Files. In this episode, it's Vault project drawings. About Vault project drawings. Use drawings to create and access project data. There's a tight association between a project object, such as a surface, and its source drawing, which is the drawing that contains the object. To create a project object, add the object source drawing to a project and specify that you want to share the object with others. You can edit a project object by checking out the source drawing, making the change, and checking the source drawing back in. You can store any project drawing in the project database. You'll find it easier to keep your project organized if you use more than one folder to store your project drawings. The drawings collection in the prospector tree is not a folder and does not map to a folder in either the project database or the working folder. However, the folders under the drawings collection map directly to folders in the project database and the working folder. The folders under the drawings collection map directly to folders. I guess that's right. Just reads weird. To check a drawing out, you can check out a project drawing to edit it. To check a drawing out from the vault. Checking out a drawing prevents others from changing the drawing while you are working on it. When you have completed your changes, check in the drawing. Check out a drawing only if you intend to change it. If you do not need to change the drawing, get a read-only copy using the Get Latest version. You can check out files that the drawing is dependent on when you check out the drawing. However, you should only check out dependent files if you intend to change them. When you check out a drawing, a local copy of the drawing is placed in your working folder and the drawing is opened. Note, if you have a workgroup replication enabled in Autodesk Vault, your workgroup must have ownership of a drawing before you can check it out. 1. In Toolspace, on the Prospector tab, under the Projects collection, expand the Project collection and the Project Drawings collection that contain the drawing you want to check out. Note, if a drawing is open under the Open Drawings collection, all right-click functions are transferred to that location. 2. Right-click the drawing and click Checkout. 3. In the Checkout Drawing dialog box, specify whether dependent files should also be checked out. 4. Specify whether you want the latest version of the file. Getting the latest version overwrites your local copy of the file with the most recent version of the master copy of the file. Most of the time, you should get the latest version of the file. However, if you want to create a new version of the file from your existing local copy, do not get the latest version. 5. If Include File Dependencies is selected, specify which project files should be checked out. 6. Click OK. To undo the checkout of a drawing, 1. In Toolspace, on the Prospector tab, under the Projects collection, expand the Project collection and the Project Drawings collection that contains the drawing you want to reset. Note, if a drawing is open under the Open Drawings collection, all right-click functions are transferred to that location. 2. Right-click the checked out drawing. 3. Click Undo Checkout. 4. In the Undo Checkout dialog box, select Include File Dependencies to display dependent files. 5. If dependent files are displayed, clear the checkboxes next to files that should remain checked out. 6. Click OK. To check a drawing in. You can only check in a drawing that you have checked out. Checking in the drawing returns the file to its original project database and folder and updates the version. If the drawing is opened and has been changed, it is automatically saved before it is checked in. When checking in a project, you can specify which objects in a drawing, if any, you want to share with others. You can also specify whether a DWF file is created as a preview of the source drawing for display in drawing item views and the Autodesk Vault client. Note, if you have a workgroup replication enabled in Autodesk Vault, and it is the first time the file is being checked in, you must have ownership of the folder in Vault where the file will be checked in. To make the file available for other work groups to check out, you must release ownership of the file. After you check out a project drawing and change it, check in the drawing to make it available to others and to update the version in the project database. To check a drawing into the vault. In Toolspace, on the Prospector tab, under the Projects collection, expand the Projects collection and the Project Drawings collection that contain the drawing you want to check in. Note, if a drawing is open under the Open Drawings collection, all right-click functions are transferred to that location. 2. Right-click the drawing and click Check In. 3. On the Drawing File Dependency page of the Check-In Drawing Wizard, specify any file dependencies, DWIF, creation options, and comments. 4. Click Next. 5. On the Share Data page of the Check-In Drawing Wizard, specify which objects in the drawing you want to share with others. Note, if the drawing does not contain objects that can be shared, this dialog box is not displayed. Objects that were shared during the Add to Project command or a previous check-in command are not listed. 6. Click Finish. To add a drawing to a Vault project. 1. In Toolspace, on the Prospector tab, expand the Open Drawings collection. 2. Right-click the drawing you want to add to the project. 3. Click Add to Project. 4. On the Select a Project page of the Add to Project Wizard, select the project to which you want to add the drawing. 5. Click Next. 6. On the Select a Drawing Location page of the Add to Project Wizard, specify the location of the drawing within the project. Click the Open folder to create a new folder. 7. Click Next. 8. On the Drawing File Dependency page of the Add to Project Wizard, specify file dependencies and DWIF creation options. Note, previews from DWIF files are not displayed in the 64-bit versions of Vault and Autodesk Civil 3D, which is all of them today. 9. Click Next. 10. In the Share Data page of the Add to Project Wizard, specify which objects in the drawing you want to share with others. Note, if the drawing does not contain objects that can be shared, this page is not displayed. 11. Click Finish. To work with Vault Project Drawing Ownership. When working in a multi-site environment, ownership determines which sites users have the ability to check out a drawing. When taking ownership of an object, the user selects the length of time in which no other user can take ownership. This length of time is called a lease. At the end of the lease, the current owner maintains ownership until another user requests ownership of that object. If the lease is expired, the requesting user will take ownership of that object. If a source drawing has objects that are shared in the project, anytime ownership for the source drawing is transferred, ownership of the data files for the related objects will be transferred as well. Note, ownership of project folders is maintained using the Vault client. For more information, see the Autodesk Vault help. To request ownership of a project drawing. Request ownership of a drawing for your workgroup. 1. In Toolspace, on the Prospector tab, expand the Projects Drawings collection that contains the drawing you want to request ownership. 2. Right-click the drawing. Click Manage Ownership. 3. In the Manage Ownership dialog box, specify the lease duration. 4. Click OK. 5. In the Manage Ownership Status dialog box, click OK. When ownership has been successfully transferred, a message is displayed on the command line, and the drawing may be checked out. To release ownership of a project drawing, relinquish your workgroup's ownership of a project drawing, enabling other workgroup to request ownership. 1. In Toolspace, on the Prospector tab, expand the Projects Drawings collection that contains the drawing you want to release ownership. 2. Right-click the drawing, click Manage Ownership. 3. In the Manage Ownership dialog box, specify none as the lease duration. 4. Click OK. 5. In the Manage Ownership Status dialog box, click OK. When ownership has been successfully transferred, a message is displayed on the command line, and ownership of the drawing may be requested by another workgroup. To work with Vault project drawings. To open a project drawing. After a drawing has been added to a project, open it from the Projects collection in the Prospector tree. If you want to open a project drawing and edit it, you must first check it out. If you do not have the project drawing checked out, you can open it in read-only mode. You can tell whether the drawing is checked out to you by the icon displayed next to the drawing name in the prospector tree. If the drawing you want to check out is a source drawing for a project object, you can open it from the project object collection. 1. In Toolspace, on the Prospector tab, under the Projects collection, navigate to the folder that contains the drawing you want to open. 2. Right-click the drawing. 3. Click Checkout or Open, Read Only. The command that is listed on the menu depends on whether or not you have the drawing checked out. To get the latest version of a drawing, you can obtain a read-only copy of the latest version of any project drawing. Use the Get Latest Version command to update your copy of a source drawing for a project object, a drawing that contains a reference to shared project objects, or any other project drawing. You can tell whether your local copy of a drawing is the latest version available in Vault by the icon displayed next to it in the prospector tree. The Get Latest Version command is displayed in the context menu of a prospector tree item only when the local copy of the file is out of date or does not exist. The command is not available for an open drawing. When applicable, the Get Latest Version command is available at every level within the project collection on the Prospector tab. If you select the command at a level that contains folders beneath it, you can choose which folders you want to update. 1. In Toolspace on the Prospector tab, under the Projects collection, right-click the drawing, collection, or folder you want to update. 2. Click Get Latest Version. 3. In the Get Latest Version dialog box, select Include File Dependencies to display any dependent files in the project files list. 4. Clear the checkboxes next to files and folders that you do not want to update it. 5. Click OK. To synchronize a drawing. To sync the project command updates out of drawings that reference project objects. It also updates any out-of-date project points contained in the drawing. The out-of-date condition can occur when someone checks in a project object source drawing or checks in project points. Local copies of out-of-date source drawings and project points are replaced with the latest version from the project database. Note: in the prospector tree, icons are displayed next to drawings that have been added to the project, indicating the state of the drawing on your system, your local copy, in relation to the latest version of the master copy of the drawing in the Vault database. 1. In Toolspace, on the Prospector tab, under the Open Drawings collection, right-click the drawing you want to synchronize. 2. Click Sync to Project. 3. In the Sync to Project dialog box, select the out-of-date project objects you want synchronized. 4. Click OK. To update project data, update the project data that is shown in Prospector. In Prospector, the Refresh button enables you to update project data that is shown in Prospector. It is available when you're logged into Vault and you have selected one of the following items in the Projects collection. The top-level Projects node updates all project data for all Vault projects that are shown in Prospector. An individual project node updates the project data for the selected project. A vaulted drawing in the Open Drawings node updates the drawing with the current information from Vault. Note: the refresh command that is available from the right-click menu in Prospector does not update the Vault data. Use the refresh button to update Vault data. To detach a drawing from a project. You can detach a drawing from a project to sever the connection between the drawing and all project data. Important: when you detach a drawing from a project, all links to project source drawings and project data are severed and cannot be reestablished. A drawing must be open and detached from a project. When you detach a drawing from a project, all references in the drawing to shared project objects are replaced with object data that can be edited. When a drawing contains a project object, such as a reference to a project surface, the project object is promoted to a surface object that has no reference back to the original source drawing that its geometry is based on. You can edit the promoted surface, but you cannot rebuild it based on the original source data. 1. In Toolspace, on the Prospector tab, in the Open Drawings collection, right-click the drawing you want to detach. 2. Click Detach Project. To manage file status prompts, you can control the use of prompts during file management events. During file operations such as check-in and get latest version, prompts are available to advise you of unsaved changes, newer versions in the vault, and other details. You can specify whether these prompts are used always or never. You can also specify whether the default response of the prompt is yes or no. A new user can have all the prompts displayed to guide them in file management. An experienced user can suppress some unnecessary prompts and work more efficiently. To manage file status prompts, you can control the use of prompts during file management events. During file operations, such as check-in and get latest version, prompts are available to advise you of unsaved changes, newer versions in the vault, or other details. You can specify whether these prompts are always used or never. You can also specify whether the default response to the prompt is yes or no. A new user can have all the prompts displayed to guide them in file management. An experienced user can suppress some unnecessary prompts to work more efficiently. 1. In Toolspace, on the Prospector tab, in Master View, right-click the project's node, Manage, Prompts. 2. In the Manage Prompts dialog box, review the response and frequency settings for each prompt, making any required changes. This concludes this episode of Christopher Reads the Help Files.